Good evening, I'm Sharon Pelletier.
And I'm Craig Colson. Some people fear important programs will be cut under the school consolidation program.
We'll have some answers ahead for you on TV5 News. We'll also have these stories.
I'm Susan Farley. A groundbreaking was held today for a facility that will bring adult day services and help for care providers to Hancock County.
It was a late night for Fenway fans, but an early morning to go find something to wear. I'm Adrienne Bennett. Coming up, we'll go shopping for sock stuff.
This is WABI TV5 News at 6.
Many teachers in our area say there is a lot of uncertainty about how school consolidation might affect local classes. One educator in Belfast worries the impact might ruin courses that have been effective for years.
But the Department of Education says there's no need to worry. Alan Grover explains.
The Garden Project at the Troy Howard Middle School in Belfast teaches kids a variety of skills from agriculture to business techniques. The project has won national awards and regional acclaim, but teachers are worried that programs like theirs might not survive if school consolidation becomes a reality. One reason is that a large regional district might not see the same value in such a program compared to what Belfast sees.
If you don't have a lot of representation for your town, it'd be up to the school board, of course, to decide what direction your schools take. If we had one or two representatives from our town, they may not have the power to keep this program or programs like it at different schools intact.
Another concern is the amount of volunteer work and private donations that such a program requires. Teachers worry that if a small specialized program has to expand to include students from a large regional district, then those volunteer hours and private donations might not be able to keep up.
A program like this we've made it self-sustaining as much as we can financially. So it takes a lot of volunteer hours, and there's a minimal amount of resources to tap into. The community, the business community, has been extremely supportive, but we hit them hard for support and services, and as more people become part of one, it might not be as easy to pull off.
David WABI MaineREN of the Department of Education says there's nothing in the consolidation law that seeks to take away programs. He says the very purpose of the law is to reduce overhead so that resources can go into classrooms. He says the state has large districts now, and the schools within those districts each have their own strong programs that aren't necessarily part of the curriculum in neighboring schools. WABI MaineREN says the law might create the opportunity to show other districts how to create a program as successful as the Garden Project. Alan Grover, WABI TV5 News, Belfast.
In other news tonight, the Coast Guard has suspended its search for a missing Little Deer Isle lobsterman whose empty boat ran aground. The Coast Guard, Maine Marine Patrol, and local agency spent nearly 24 hours searching the waters off Little Deer Isle for Byron Gross, 65 years old, whose 24-foot boat, the Ruby G, was discovered beached and still running. The Coast Guard, which joined the search Saturday afternoon, fears the lobsterman fell overboard while collecting traps. The Coast Guard spokesman says the search was suspended pending further developments after failing to find Gross. Well, there was quite a scare this afternoon for the people traveling in two cars in Milford. They ended up going for a wild ride after one of the vehicles rear-ended the other. It happened on Main Street in Milford. Officials say the driver of a small car had stopped to turn into a subdivision when it was suddenly struck by a pickup truck, sending both vehicles spinning out of control. 4 people received minor injuries, but the biggest concern was for the driver of the pickup truck.
Concern was the driver of the vehicle with a frontal impact because she was 8 months pregnant, and I'm sure that was a lot of observation they wanted to have her in for. And the second person had some neck and back pain and some blood from some facial lacerations.
Well, the husband and wife traveling in the car that was struck were also injured, but they decided not to go to the hospital today.
Firefighters believe a small explosion in a boiler is what sparked a fire at Pride Manufacturing in Guilford today. Crews from 5 departments responded to the scene on Route 15 this morning. They tried to contain the fire to a concrete chip bin near the boiler room. The rest of the mill was evacuated for the rest of the day. The company processes wood products.
And I talked to the boiler man in there. The guy was actually in near that room, and he said there was a small, woof, I guess, or a small explosion in there, and it lit all that dust on fire that was hanging in the air, and then it lit everything in the room on fire there too.
Nichols says he doesn't know when the mill will reopen. Everything has to be dried off first, and power needs to be restored.
The University of Maine is dramatically expanding its research capabilities. A set of agreements with Jackson Lab and Mid-Maine Communications will bring an advanced high-speed network to the university. The fiber optic network has been developing across the United States for the past few years, but never really quite reached Maine. President Kennedy says this announcement changes all that, and now the university system will be connected to the rest of the country and the world.
It could be a syllabus for a course, or it could be data that the researcher is working on in collaboration with somebody in Kansas. It could also be used for sending medical images. You hear examples of somebody doing an X-ray and it's being read in India. It's these high-speed networks that really are needed and able to be part of that knowledge and worldwide electronic network.
And a $3 million investment from the state made this deal possible.
Folks at the Bangor Humane Society are asking for your help tracking down a stolen puppy tonight. Aster, a 10-week-old pit bull hound mix, was taken from the Humane Society Friday afternoon. Danielle Arbor says a couple came in that day wanting to adopt a dog. When they found out about the $180 puppy adoption fee, they snuck out of the building with the puppy. The adoption counselor was able to catch the make, model, and license plate of the couple's car. Arbor says they don't want to press charges, but will if the pup is not returned within the week.
The police are already looking. They're definitely doing their part. So now we're just asking the community to step up. And I'm sure someone's seen them. It's very hard to miss her. She's really, really cute. She's an interesting color. So anybody that's seen anything, they can make an anonymous phone call to us or the police department, and we're happy to pursue that.
The couple is described as a woman in her 20s and a man in his early 30s, both with blonde hair. They are said to be driving a red Pontiac Grand Dam, Maine Chickadee plate 4643ND. Arbor says Aster recently had surgery, and it's been 3 days since she's taken her medication.
Well, it's hard for a lot of people to imagine what it would be like to go to bed hungry at night, but for a growing number of people, that's a reality that they're forced to live. That's why Brenda Davis is back on the road tonight. She's the executive director of Crossroads Ministries in Old Town, an organization that provides food to a lot of needy families. Over the next month, Davis will walk through 52 communities from Kittery to Madawaska, raising money for the hungry along the way. Davis says the cost to feed a family has increased by $4 to $7 just over the past few months.
No, that doesn't sound like a lot. $4 a week doesn't sound like a lot, but $16, $20 a month over the year, and with other cost of living things going up, we just know that we are going to continue to see more people going without food.
Well, Maine's credit unions have been supporting Davis during her past Ending Hunger walks. In fact, she'll receive $100 donations from each of the credit unions that she visits over the coming weeks. November has been designated as Ending Hunger Month. Davis also hopes to raise awareness about our hungry neighbors as she heads on down the road. Good for her.
And she's been doing that for the past several years. She's done so much to bring attention to this problem. So
Sure has.
Well, coming up tonight, a lot of Red Sox fans are celebrating today by spending a little green on the latest Red Sox gear. We'll hear from some of them tonight. And Chris Ewing will let us know if temperatures will warm up at all this week. He'll have our forecast.
But first, an adult daycare service in Blue Hill is one step closer to becoming reality. That story and more as your local news continues. Welcome back, everyone. Time for your forecast with Chris Ewing. A little chilly out there today, Chris.
Yeah, definitely the feel of fall. Baseball season over with, and now it's feeling more and more like football season out there. Let's take a look and see what we've got as we take a look at our weather headlines. Even a few snow showers thrown in for good measure across northern parts of the state tonight. Don't be overly concerned. We aren't looking for slick travel around the area. I would say most of the snow showers would be Millinocket, Greenville on north, where there could be a sprinkle or a flurry elsewhere. Partly sunny, milder weather on Tuesday and right on into Halloween. Pretty good night for the trick-or-treaters and a few showers on Thursday. Doesn't look like a big storm. Cooling temperatures on Friday. 43 was our high high today, our normal high at 52, our low this morning, a chilly 30 degrees. Well, as we look at the high temperatures this afternoon, it only made it to 36 in Greenville, just 40 in Millinocket, stayed in the 30s from Holton on northward. As a matter of fact, Frenchville, I think their high temperature was 34. It was in the low and mid 40s from Bangor south. The warm spot down in Portland, they made it up to 47. They're down to 42 now, already down to 39 in Rockland, Bangor at 38. It's 32 in Greenville, Millinocket at 36. Calais, one of the warmest spots at 40. Caribou right now at 33. We've got some clouds moving in. The clouds are associated with a little trough right up in here. That trough is what's going to bring a few snow showers to northern parts of the state as it swings on through late tonight and very early tomorrow morning. Most of the snow showers up over south central Quebec, those will slide southeastward. And again, if you're north of Millinocket or the Greenville area, you may see some snow showers during the overnight. As we widen out the view across the country, we've got some clouds working their way across southern Canada, but notice much of the lower 48 fairly quiet until you get way down into Florida along the stalled frontal system down there. But generally, high pressure in control. Now, we will see the high slip through the area over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, we're going to have that little trough off to the east of us, high pressure building back in. We'll see temperatures not as cool, mid-40s to low to mid-50s from north to south. Partly sunny up north, partly to mostly sunny over southern sections. There will be a warm front off to the west of us late tomorrow that'll slide through tomorrow night and early on Wednesday. That warm front will lift to the north of us, high pressure slipping off to the south and east. On the backside of the high, a southwest wind. Look at the temperatures for Halloween. About 50 up north, low 50s up north, mid to upper 50s from Bangor south. And for the trick-or-treaters, I think temperatures will be falling from about 50 back into the 40s during the evening hours under generally fair skies. We'll take a look at the details of the forecast when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. We're looking at northwest to westerly winds 10 to 20 knots with a few higher gusts tomorrow. Seas will run 2 to 4 feet. The visibility will be over 5 miles. Mostly cloudy skies, again, across northern parts of the state. There could be a few snow showers. Elsewhere, maybe a few sprinkles or flurries. Temperatures upper 20s, lower 30s. Southwest winds become westerly at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, any early morning clouds give way to partly to mostly sunny skies. Breezy, milder. Upper 40s north, low to mid-50s south. In our 5-day forecast, Wednesday for the Halloween looks like a pretty nice day. Temperatures in the 50s, fairly light winds, pretty mild for this time of year. And then Thursday, there'll be a few rain showers, but still fairly mild, upper 40s to mid to upper 50s. A little cooler, about where it should be on Friday, mid-40s, lower 50s, and partly cloudy skies. There will be a storm system, or at least some of the leftover moisture from what's now Tropical Storm Noel, which is just east of Cuba. That may move up the eastern seaboard, though I think most indications are it'll pass out to sea south of us. So probably the weekend looks relatively quiet to start as well.
Sounds good. I guess that storm's caused quite a bit of problems down in Haiti, too.
Yeah, lots of rain down there. Of course, tropical moisture, and some spots down there, 10 to 20 inches of rain already.
It's a lot of water.
It sure is.
Thank you, Chris. We'll be right back.